Namaskaram everyone and welcome back to my podcast. Today we have a dear guest Devangi Akka with us. Namaskaram Akka.
Namaskaram. How are you,
Okay, I'm good Akka. So before we get into the podcast, I would like to tell the audience, the audio version of this will be available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you want to go there and listen to it while driving or cooking, you can do that. Now I want to give a bit of context on how I met Devangi Akka. So at that time, Akka was not Devangi, she had another name. So we actually met during Yaksha, if I'm not wrong, right? We were volunteering for Yaksha.
Yeah, 2019 Yaksha.
Yes, 2019 Yaksha. And at that time, I was not so much into video creations and all. And I hadn't, I think, actually interviewed any Hatha Yoga teacher. So at that time, you were the first person. I think some conversation happened, and I was like, Akka, you should give me an interview. And I actually thought you would be my first Hatha Yoga teacher interview. But here we are, I think, after 52 episodes, you're finally here as a guest. So thank you for coming, Akka.
Yeah, that time it was like casually we just talking, okay, let's do interview, something like that.
Yeah, very. So before we go more into it, Akka, could you tell us about how you decided to change your name and what was your previous name? And
Okay, so like when we complete our training, at the end we come to know that you can change your name. Like Sadhguru can give you actually another name, which like he looks at your picture, then see your birth date and time, and accordingly he can give you a name which can more be reverberate with your being, so that you can grow on this path, or it will help you in overall well-being. So when I came to know about this, in my training, then I thought, okay, someday maybe I will change, like that. I thought when I came to know, I was thinking in mind, like, okay, let me get ready within myself to change it, because I was not ready, I think, because we have so many attachments, so many things with. So this is also one of the limitations, that you get attached with your name also. So that time I was not ready to give up my old name. So my old name was Trupti. Maybe most of people knows. Then in 2021, like I was thinking about this, and I thought like now I'm ready. I should do this, because I can give up my name now, old name now, and I can convince my parents also. Because if you are not ready within, you cannot convince anyone in front of you. So that time I was ready within myself. So then I thought, okay, because before I was having this fear also, like how I will convince my parents. So then because of that also, maybe it was not coming out to take this decision. But later when I was very settled within myself, then I thought, okay, I can handle the parents now. Then I just discussed with them and told them that I'm going to do this. They said, like as usual, like parents a little bit here and there. They said, okay, do whatever you want. Then I applied in April 2021. Then I was like, next few months I was like, every now and then I was thinking what name I will get. I was very excited. I was thinking. Then one day, like it was taking a lot of time. Then I thought, okay, just give it up on this thought, like what name it will be there. Because if you're running too much behind that, maybe it will take long time. So then finally now in January, actually not January, December, last day of this year, like 2022, I got the email from Isha Yoga School saying that I got the new name, and this was like a completely different experience of having new name, and people calling you by this name is something different, which I am like can't express in words, but it has changed a lot of things within me by this name. So this is a wonderful opportunity that Sadhguru has offered. It's very nice.
Awesome, Akka. So what does Devangi mean?
Devangi means the one who is a part of God.
Oh,
the little meaning of words Sadhguru has given.
So if we stay close to you, we can also be part of God, I'm thinking.
You are
Okay.
already part of God. Everyone is part of God.
Oh my God. Akka took the spiritual turn. I was trying to extract something with you. Awesome, Akka. So one of the things with this podcast is I usually tell is to, document a spiritual seeker's life, is filled with so much troubles and tribulations. So especially when we have a sangha, we share our struggles. It's a bit more easier on the path. Me personally, when I talk to other meditators and Hatha yoga teachers, when they share their struggles and all, it's a bit more. For me, it's a way to be a little bit more better on my sadhana and look at deeper within myself. And a lot of people who listen to the podcast also, it helps them a lot. So we actually want to know about your unmeditator and before Hatha yoga teacher days. So if you could start with your childhood, where you were born, what you used to do, what you used to like to eat other than sattvic food. So these are the things that I think we try to through the podcast.
Yeah.
So wherever you like to start from.
So the life before coming into Isha or before started watching Sadhguru's video, it was like completely different. Now it's completely different. So yes, it's not sattvic food, of course. Before, so to start with childhood, I was like a very introvert and shy person, like as a child maybe. My father, he was a teacher, so I have been raised and born and brought in small town, and
Pune,
I was
right?
very
Pune.
no,
Pune
not
or
in
somewhere
Pune.
else?
Pune currently
not
where
in
I stay. Yeah.
Okay.
So my hometown is in Sangli, which is like
Sangli.
about maybe 250 kilometers from Pune. Yeah.
Okay.
So for because of his teaching profession, we always used to move from one place to another and stay at different places. Moreover, actually, I have been staying with my grandparents more in my childhood. Actually, my grandparents only raised me more than my parents. So I hardly used to go and visit them and stay with them in the holidays. Otherwise, I used to stay with my grandparents only. I was like very pampered and very stubborn kid, I think that time. Now when I see back, I feel that I was like that.
Why do you think you were stubborn? Like, would you ask
stubborn
for
means
like
if I wanted to have something or if I want to do something, I will like never give up on that things, even whatever happens in so maybe that it was like that. So I was very stubborn. Now I feel like that, and like being in a teacher's family, like I was very studious also, like studying all the time, doing whatever is needed as because other than that, I think I was not much interested in doing anything else. I was in sports for a bit, like till 8th
what
standard,
sports, Akka?
but then later on I gave up.
No, you have to tell us
I
what
used
sports.
to play kabaddi.
Kabaddi.
Yeah, you know
Explain
kabaddi.
about this. Yes, I know kabaddi. How did you get into kabaddi?
Yeah. So just like that, maybe in school we had a team, and I was not even like much into this, but because of the other my school friends or teachers support, I just started learning tactics or some things about kabaddi, and I just got selected into the school team. That it was like I was not even like good player, but still I was like 2-3 years I played kabaddi in that.
You're being humble.
So maybe.
How many trophies did you win? Did you win any matches?
No, nothing. No, we didn't. Actually, means final we didn't win any, but like small competitions here and there in inter-school competitions and like that. Okay. Then also I was in I was in my school's NCC team also. Okay. I was maybe I don't know what it is called. I was handling the NCC team of my school. It's like daily taking the parades and all the practice sessions of the NCC team.
NCC is basically the scout. scout thing of
No, Scout is different. Scout is different.
okay.
Scout
Okay.
is actually, I think, for primary children, and NCC
Okay.
is little bit for like 8th and 10th standard. It's a national cadet corps, I think.
Okay.
So then my college, like in my school time, I think mostly I was like a lot of focused on my studies only, like what I want to do in, like what kind of career I want to do, or more focused on studies. And I was very
What did you want to do then? What did you
like
want to do when you grew up?
that time, like till I think 10th, I didn't know like what I wanted to be or what I want to do. Just I want to study well, that's it. Then like my after seeing like my elder siblings, my sister is a doctor, and so I thought, okay, I should also become a doctor. That was like my just an first thing thought came to my mind when she got an admission for the medicals. Then from 11 12, I think I started preparing for that. So I had that agenda that okay, I wanted to get admission for MBBS or medicine. Then I started preparing. I was like studying very hard, like morning 6 till evening 6 o'clock. I used to go like tuitions, college, everything, like full on busy. 11th 12th, I think I didn't do anything else apart from that, like tuitions and school in 11th 12th. But then unfortunately I couldn't get the seat for my medical for the first attempt.
Okay. How
Then
much rank did you get in the first attempt? It's always a rank
it
thing,
was
no?
like it's like here in Maharashtra there is a medical entrance exam, right?
Okay. Okay.
In that I think I secured around 140 marks out of 200, but I
Okay.
couldn't get the seat for MBBS. So
Okay.
I decided, or I asked my parents, actually I could repeat the entrance, like take a 1 year gap for studies and repeat the entrance, and next year maybe I will be able to crack like that. I asked my parents and they also agreed for that. Then for that 1 year, I shifted to Pune to study properly. I started tuitions there. I was 1 year, I was staying in Pune, studied a lot. But I think it was not meant for me. I couldn't break
Okay.
it again. I think that
Tell
time I secured, again I failed. I got something 180, but still I couldn't
180
make
out of
it.
180 out of 200 I couldn't get.
Yeah, because actually category wise, because of this system,
Oh, okay.
you can't get free seat.
Or tell the truth. Did you
Actually,
party
free
in
seat.
Pune? Did you party in Pune?
Yeah, that also happened maybe.
See.
That also happened, but 180 is also not a bad, but still I couldn't get it.
And medical entrance
It was, I
199
think,
is the only good mark.
184. Yeah, 184. They closed the admissions.
Oi, okay.
And partying also obviously happened. That was the first time my home. So that was also happening. Maybe not lot, but yeah, to some extent.
People who say they don't party a lot party the most.
Not like that.
Not like this.
Okay.
Then what happened,
Yeah,
Akka? You didn't get into medical
but you know,
how did that affect you?
Yeah, that's what, like, so that was the first failure I think I faced in big way in my life. Like, till that time, like being child, you don't, like, I was not having big aspirations or anything, just small things which I already achieved, or like I got those things. But that was like first biggest failure I faced, and I was like collapsed that time. Like my parents started thinking she will go mad or what. She's like, she may go in depression, like that. They used to think like that, because I used to always be quiet and sit and think something, I don't know what. But then, like, actually I wanted to crack only MBBS seat, but I couldn't make it I could get for BDS or next BA, BAMS like Ayurvedic, but then I decided no, I don't want to take any lesser than MBBS. So I changed my route only completely, and
Okay.
that time I like being a child is I was like no, I don't want to study further. That's it, enough. I don't want to study further if I don't get the seat. But then my parents just took admission for me for bachelor's in pharmacy, B pharmacy,
Okay.
and that was like forceful only, just for sake of doing something. I started doing that because my parents also okay, we have to do something, and then first 1 year actually I didn't study or I didn't went to college at all. First 1 year,
Okay.
like I was not convinced, or I was not ready to take that, accept that thing that I couldn't crack entrance. And like first 1 year was like I was just sitting in hostel, staying at my room only, not going college like most of the times. Then second year, like I slowly started thinking, I mean, maybe this thing sinked into me that okay, whatever happens now, this is the life is, you have to accept, and you have to do best in whatever you are doing currently. It is not that if you are not getting anything what you thought, it's okay, like you should go on. You cannot mess up with your life right now. So then I started, I mean, at least started going to college, and then yeah, somehow I finished my bachelor's. Then at the end of my like last year,
What?
I
What?
somehow
That's it in college. Nothing happened in college. It was
yeah,
like how many
nothing
years you
happened.
went through college?
Other thing,
No spice, nothing.
college
Just like that, huh?
college was like it was very I don't know. Last year only few things
No.
started happening with the yeah like
You know where I'm trying. No
first
crushes,
2 years
nothing,
like
Akka. No
that
crushes,
was like
nothing, huh?
there, that was always there.
Okay. Just like that. It's like
yeah, we had a group in college. That is usual thing. We used to go out, 4 or 5 my classmates, and then few of us like used to hang out together, go to the canteen. That always things happens. Nothing interesting happened that time, but it was like
okay.
normal
Okay, Akka.
college group.
We viewers will act foolish when you say nothing interesting happened.
Yeah, that time nothing interesting happened. Just crush and always that thing was there, but nothing successfully anything happened. Okay. Then I think yeah. Then after that, I decided to do my masters in abroad, any university. I was looking for some universities that time. Then I started working on like master studies, how I can improve on this or do something better. So then I decided to prepare to go to the UK universities. So last 1 year, I think I was full on working on that to get admission in the one of the universities in UK. Then like the thought behind that was like okay, at least let me do something so that my family can feel like I'm worthy doing of something, not just like casually some course and like that. So only thing behind doing all that was this. So I wanted to maybe prove myself that I can do better. But again, yeah, going to another country, and even if you're not having much financial background, still you want to go. That was like a big thing because initially my parents was not ready to send me because being anyway girl, you cannot do all these things like going abroad, or it will put a lot of financial pressure also on family. But somehow like my sister and my father, like they got convinced, and they sent me abroad. Yeah. Then all enjoyment started from there, I think.
Ah,
And I went
okay.
the country. But anyways, the
What, anyways?
new everything
Talk to us
explored.
about that.
No, anyway, there was a lot of things to do. Like
I'm
when
just
you
kidding,
went,
Akka.
yeah, when you are alone, you have to handle so many things. Like going out of
Tell us
country,
more
it was a
about that,
very
right?
big thing.
Tell us more about that. No, you are
Um,
reaching a new place for the first time. You've never been outside India before that, so traveling and reaching a new
yeah,
place, finding friends, finding food to eat. So tell us a little bit more
yeah,
about that,
yeah.
if you could. How was that?
Okay, actually, when I planned that time, there was one of my friend who was also planning to come with me. Means we both was preparing together. So we didn't had anything like any fear or I didn't scared. But at the last moment, she decided to quit. She didn't come, and
Oh,
I already completed my whole process of going, or admission also finished admission process, and that was like a little bit a scary thing because then I supposed to go alone. And first time when I entered, like it was very different. Like I felt like I came on another planet or what something. But like first few days I got few Indian people who can help me through that, finding a place to live, or uh, Indian food cooking wise they help me, or going to the like transportation, how to go outside also, even where you get the what you required, all these things. Few friends, Indian friends, helped me in that. But still going in another country, and like everything is new that time, you don't know anything. So I was little bit, it took me like about 2-3 months to settle down and understand how to manage everything. Then like it was little bit okay because I got connected with Indian communities there in college also, or like while staying outside also. So it was smooth. Then like to survive in that country you have to work also, along with your universities. So I used to go like 3 days to university, and 4 days I used to work in a restaurant, or sometimes in events,
what restaurant?
to earn extra income,
What
so
restaurant
that
was that?
it was Indian restaurant only it was. So I was working there as waitress. So like I think my 2 years of college went like this, like that only. 3 days going to university, 4 days working, and like 4 days working also, it was like very quite like 10 to 14 hours we used to work.
Okay.
No, like no holidays, no Sundays. It was like that, and then other time you have to manage assignments, like university, all the study also. So somehow while running behind like work and money, I just forgot my studies a bit also, and I
Okay.
missed one of my oral exams also in that time.
Okay.
And because of that I had to repeat one subject once again, because actually I forgot that I have my oral exams coming up because of my work. And then after a few days, like I realized I had my oral exams planned on this date, and I didn't go only. I was like, then like I had to repeat whole course again, and it wasted my about 6 months. Like
Oh,
I had
okay.
to,
Okay.
because I had to get maybe I would have certified 6 months earlier, but it
Right.
took then one more 6 month time because I had to repeat the whole one subject once again.
Right.
So that was like, because I went on student visa, and it was like about for 18 months I think,
Right.
18 months. And I supposed to finish my course in 15 months, something like that.
Right. Right.
12 months, 12 15 months. And then because of this extra time that I took, my visa was it was about to expire, and I just got submitted my project, and then I had to leave the country because my visa was expiring. And after, once you get the convocation after convocation, you will get the certificate, and then you can apply for work visa. So actually, I took a loan, educational loan, to go to the higher studies. So I planned like, okay, after I complete my masters, anyway I will work there and I can repay my loan.
Right.
But the thing happened, like it was upside down, that my visa got expired and I couldn't apply for my work visa. And that was like again second phase came, where I think I was a lot of in tension, like how could I manage, because I took a lot of educational loan that time. That then I think I came in February 2012. I came back from UK, after submitting my project, and in next 2 months only the visa category, which was like work visa category, they were like UK government was going to close that category in next 2 months. So I had only 2 months of time to get my certificates or collect all the documents, get the appointment, and apply for the visa. So then, when I came to know about that, 6 months before, we started preparing for that, like collecting all the documents. But it was like very, it's on the toes, time. Like I had to get everything done on time. And then in 2 months, it was like I had one friend who was like back in UK. Then I asked her to collect my certificate in March, and then she couriered me to all the way here. Then I had to prepare everything, and it was like so much on, like there was no time at all. And somehow on the last few days, like 6th, I think 6th of April, the category was supposed to close, and I applied on 2nd or 3rd of April on that one. So that period was like very, testing. But it happened, and I was like relieved. And then within like 20 days, I got the visa.
Okay.
And then in the next month, I think I went back to UK. And then I started working. I mean, it was like before, when I was studying, that time I was looking for some professional job in my field, which is like a pharmacy I did. So I was looking for jobs in pharmacy, but I couldn't get the job. I was like only working till last, like these 2 years I worked only in the restaurants or like some shops, cash and carry shops like this, but I didn't get the good job in pharmacy. So when I got the work visa, I was thinking, okay, I should definitely work in only my field. I'm not going to work in other. So then I think, I don't know, like, because 2 years I was like struggling to get the job. But then after getting my work visa, immediately within a month I got the job. Like obviously I worked and found references and all that, but within a month I got job, and that was like very surprising and a pleasant thing that happened. And then I thought, okay, now life is set. Nothing, I have good salary job, everything is done. Now I can repay my loan and family is happy. Now nothing is done, just find a guy and get married, and that's it, done. Life is set. But so many later on, then like some situations happen in life, like relationship, then breakup, and then at the same time my family was here not agreeing for those relationships, or they wanted to make it with some other guy. Then these things happened. So in that whole process, like maybe 2-3 years, it was like so many things changed within myself also. And then I think I went in depression also. Like now when I see myself, back then, that time I didn't realize these things. But now I see like I was in depression. I needed a medical help maybe, but I didn't take, or there was no one who can suggest or do these things for me, because anyway you stay there alone. So actually I think 14, 15, these 2 years I struggled a lot, like mentally, or why this situation is coming in my life, or it should have happened in better way, but it didn't happen like that. So many things happened. And then like I was not ready to accept whatever happened. Like again same thing happened, like whatever I wanted to happen in my life, if it doesn't happen, I will be like very down, and I will not easily accept things. I was like that. And then I think this thing only happened, that I couldn't accept that that person is not with me, or is not going to be anymore with me, or I have to go on with someone else. That thing I was not ready to accept. And in those 2 years then I struggled a lot, like anything, like more than like those 2 years I just did 9 to 5 work, and then 5 to 9 just crying, or just sitting in a room watching just the ceiling, like that only I think I did 2 years, nothing else. So that phase was like something which is teaching for me for life, I think. Those 2 years I learned, I mean, I went through a lot. And then one day suddenly, I don't know what happened, suddenly I thought, whatever I am doing or whatever happening with me is not right way of life. What am I doing with my life? This is not good. I should come out of it, or I should do something, that I shouldn't be in this phase anymore. And this thought came to me, and then I started searching, or I googled first thing how to come out of, or how to forget things, or how to make yourself more lively and joyful. And then through Google only I came to know a few things, like you exercise, you have healthy food, like this. Then I slowly started all these things. I mean, I started doing exercising. That was very silly, but I think I started watching YouTube and started doing some exercise or yoga, like that. Then I started reading few English authors. I don't know who was like uh, who wrote about the spirituality, or just how to conduct your life well. So I started reading actually English authors. Then in one of the book or its video, he just mentioned about Swami Paramahansa.
Yeah.
Swami Paramahansa. And then I realized, oh, all these people are even connected with our Indian yogis or Indian gurus
Right.
only. So all this coming from India only. Why am I just looking into these English people's stories? And then I started digging into Indian more spiritual talks, and then I started listening. First, actually, I listened to Osho for a few days. So then then okay, slowly I started coming back on track. Like I started living peacefully life. Otherwise, even to have peaceful life, you need to have a peaceful mind and body, which I was not having. But since I decided like I have to come out of this, then slowly things started changing. And then one day, like I was watching the Osho, and one of my colleague, she actually showed me Sadhguru's video. And actually my colleague, she's from Coimbatore only.
Okay.
And she used to go to ashram, like when in her childhood, sometimes like go visit in ashram. And before that week, like we never talked. Maybe there was no context talking about Sadhguru, but that time then she showed me Sadhguru's video. And that's it. That was the time when I started watching Sadhguru, and everything changed. So as like if I look back now, like before starting this journey or spirituality or Sadhguru, I was uh, I was like a quite pampered. Then I didn't know much about life. Just like very much protected in family, like they were like very protective, so I didn't know life much, just no hardships. So it was quite a easy life for me, I think. Any other way, there was no any other struggles, just like that whatever you want, you could be able to achieve that, or family can help you to get that. So it was not something dramatic happened or anything, just it was normal casual life. But these small incidents which happened, which takes you down, and then you start realizing what life is, or whatever you are doing is not. And that from that time only I started realizing what actual life is. I felt like someone has opened my eyes wide, that I could see life now. Before I was not living like that. I thought just maybe eating, sleeping, it's a bit like that. But
So Akka,
I was not even.
yes, continue.
No, yeah, you was asking something.
No, please. You were saying something. You can continue. Yes.
Yeah, so like overall it was very simple and not much like normal life before. Like as usual, people now conduct life as normal, is like you have some good salary, job, family, good life. That's it. That was normal. There was nothing dramatic. But then after
So the main
started
question.
realizing.
So Akka, from there, from watching Sadhguru videos to when did that thing that you want to do a program with him and go a little bit more deeper into whatever he's offering?
Okay, so I think till when I started watching Sadhguru in December 2015, and then after that I was like 24/7. I used to watch Sadhguru. I think if I'm working 9 to 5, only that time it is off. Otherwise, somehow like whatever I found on YouTube regarding Sadhguru, I watched all the videos, all the like chants or meditations, Isha Kriya. So then I started doing all these things, Isha Kriya, then Upayoga online, it was there. So I think next 2016, like almost a year, I did all these things. So I went into each and every video, I think, and I listened everything. And then 2016, after 2 years, I came to India. Then my family also started saying like, okay, now it's enough. You come back to India and you get married, and then no need to stay back there. And I came with that thought, like I think in December 2016, November or October, I came to India. And then I went back with this thought, okay, let me think about this, like if I have to come back or what to do next. Then in 2016, one day I was watching video on YouTube, and then advertisement came, like pop in, like Sadhguru in London. And then I was like, oh, okay, so far I was watching this man, so now, okay, I have to go and see him at least. He's coming here, so I want to just see him. Like I was having curiosity that to just see him. So I booked, even without thinking, in second minute only I booked my seat for that program. It was IE book launch in UK.
Oh, okay.
So I went. Before that, I didn't know like what this program is and what about. I just went to just see him. I booked front row seat to just see him, and I went. And it was nothing much, but I could go closer to him. I took his signature on my book also.
Oh, you have a signature book from Sadhguru?
I mean, it's just ESG he wrote, but it's there. I got
still there with you?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, guys, we are doing a giveaway now. if this video. Yes.
And that time, like I went to just take his signature near the stage. Like there were so many people, of course, and the stage was still here to my height. And I just gave a book to him, and I was looking at his feet, and I was thinking, like maybe I could touch his feet now, or maybe in future I will get opportunity to sometime to touch his feet. And then in my training, we got the opportunity to touch his feet, and that was like something different.
Wow.
Then then in the same program, then I came to know about eye leaflets they usually put on the chair. So we have this.
Yeah. Right.
So even what is inner engineering or what will be taught in that, without knowing anything, I just registered for inner engineering. And then in December, I think I completed my online part. Online inner engineering 7 videos part, and at the same time I was going through Isha's website.
At that time there was online.
Yeah, in UK it launched. It was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that time only they launched online part in UK. That was the first time, I think, December 2016. I completed online, and same time then I was exploring Isha website, what next programs I can do or something like that. And then I came across Hatha Yoga teachers training. Then I decided, okay, I mean the thought process was going on like, okay, if I want to quit my job and go back to India, maybe I will not able to work in Indian culture, because it was like 5-6 years I was working in the UK. The world culture is different than India, it's different. So what should I do? Then I was thinking, okay, I can change my track and take this training, and let's see after training what I can do. Then then simultaneously means there was like a lot of things was coming up, because financial situation also is going to change. So far I was earning, and then later maybe it will not happen that I will earn same money, and the status or everything that usually people think that is going to change. So to take this decision of quitting the job completely, it took some time. So but finally I think the day came. That time I just gave the resignation, and I resigned, I think in February, and then in April I had a completion program with Sadhguru. Then April 2017 I did my IE with Sadhguru, and April end was my notice period finished in the company also. And May I came here in India.
How was the experience of the completion with Sadhguru?
Completion Sadhguru, actually nothing. Nothing big happened, or nothing I realized even. But I don't know what. Just I was getting connected more to the Isha, or the urge to do something in this only. I decided like, okay, this is the thing which at least taught me how to live peacefully. Something big or something very magical not happened, but something has changed within that, which had made me very calm or peaceful, or accept the things, or whatever situation I was in. I started accepting those things, and I became stable and calm within myself. And that is, I think, a big achievement at that time. It was, because before that in my mind chaotic things and thoughts was happening, but after that then I settled down. I started accepting whatever is there in the life, and I should move on with that. This thing I realized, and that was, I think, the biggest thing which was needed at that time for me. So yeah, Shambhavi experience was nothing big actually. Just
did you keep up the practice?
No, actually,
Yes,
because
masala.
yeah, because in first, I think first or second April I did. Okay, 2017, and at same time, then my then after completion, immediately I applied for teachers training because this was a prerequisite for teacher training that you should complete. I Then after completion, then process was going on for interview, then medical test and all that. Then I think that 1 month I did somehow in April because I was there, I was working, I was having time. But then when I came back to India in May first week, from there I think it stopped because that time I had to tell my family now, okay, I'm not going to work in the same field because till that time I didn't tell them that I have already applied for teachers training and I'm going to quit my job and I'm not going to work in India. And this whole thing was like surprise for them. So it took 2 months for me to convince them and to make them understand, okay, because of course they will think, okay, you have a well settled job and everything, and now why you want to change suddenly your career path, or maybe career path like that, I will say now. uh, and then it was very difficult to make them understand and convince them. Then finally only I said, okay, give me 5 months only, I will just complete this training because I already applied. I cannot get the fees back and I have to go like that. Then somehow they said, okay, now do whatever want. Like you have already decided, now what we can do? Go like that. Means with, it was like no, but anyway, you want to do whatever you want to do. Like that they said. They didn't say yes, actually. Because you decide what you want to do after all these arguments and everything. Then of course I went. I think like that was the thing.
What do you
If
think?
I
You're a Hatha
wanted
Yoga
to,
teacher now. You're a Hatha Yoga teacher now.
yeah. I mean, like I was so stubborn that if I want to do, I will do. It was like that. Even like a lot of argument happened, but still I didn't gave it up on that. And yeah. Then like journey
Then,
started, everything started. uh,
so tell us a bit about the training process. How were you able to manage? Because I have heard it's a very tight schedule. So how
yeah.
was it? Even if you could share some, some moments that touched you during the program. No, not be something big. Maybe it's a small thing that happened within you or something. To give. There might be people who are aspiring to be Hatha Yoga teachers.
Even the teachers training joining, my intention was even uh, not to go walk on spiritual path or experience this life, what it is. I didn't know only all about that, what spirituality actually means. The whole purpose of getting into Hatha teacher training is like I wanted to learn proper yoga, because doing simple Upayoga, Isha Kriya online, these small things, I experienced a lot of change within myself. So then I thought it's a very, because my life has changed a lot since I started doing this yoga or following Sadhguru. Then why I should not share with these people, those people who are like me, suffering with the small things in life. I could help, or I can spread this thing to people. So with this thought only, I just thought to join the teachers training. So spirituality and transformation and all these big words I didn't know also that time. So one thing I want to share, like when we have first day of teachers training, there is a small introduction of each one, and during that introduction, every other fellow participants, like teachers, they were saying, we came here for transformation, we came here for transformation, to experience the transformation further. So that time I got this word, got to know about this, like what this transformation will be, and what they are talking about. I was like really unaware of these things. So I just told, okay, I just want to learn the authentic proper yoga. That's why I came. I don't know what this transformation is all about or what this spirituality is. So like I was like currently, if I think that time I was like zero, or I didn't know all this inner experience, or what life actually is like, is looking into yourself and knowing what this life is all about, or looking inward only is the way to maybe know the life that I didn't know. Before that, spirituality means usually how people will go to the temple, do some spiritual, ask something to the god, and all this is only I knew what spirituality is. Apart from that, now what we know, like looking within and seeing what happening within you, or growing within that spirituality, or trying to know what you who you are, that was completely missing, or I didn't know only that time. Then teachers training started. Yeah, it was very hectic, very intense. Morning getting up is the biggest challenge that I faced, because last, maybe before training, last 5-6 years, I always used to wake up around 7-8, like that. Like, because I used to go office 9, so wake up at 8, get ready and go. That was the only my schedule. And then it started with waking up 4 o'clock, and that was the biggest challenge, first thing that I faced. And I think currently also I face that challenge of waking up early, because I like to sleep a lot. Then there are so many
Guys,
things that you
subscribe to the
never
channel
do.
for more such exposes. I had to drop that.
For next challenge for me, I think was my body was not cooperating at all, because before I just hardly did sometimes some gym or some jogging or some exercise, little bit here and there. I was never into regular and disciplined workout, or some doing some exercise or not that. So because of that, my body was not ready at all. Just without any preparation, body wise, I just went, and that was like a real torture for me physically, because then you do 7 or 8 hours of yoga in training, and your body starts breaking, and that was like a real challenge. Like, I think almost whole 4 to 5 months, I had a body pain, then back pain, everything. Like 4 5 months it was there, because the intense doing Angamardana first time, and all the practices was very intense. Angamardana, I used to get scared only when Angamardana session used to start, because body was like not resisting too much, like too much pain was there physically. So actually, I never liked Angamardana till last few years back, 2 3 years back. Till that, even after training also, I didn't like Angamardana doing it, because I always used to think about some reason to not do the Angamardana daily.
Right.
Because it is too intense for any newbie, like who don't have body prepared well. So that was physically, it was a torture kind of thing. So I remember lot of back pain I experienced in the teachers training. Then other challenges was like teachers training, few aspects was there which was challenging to, because you are completely changing everything in your life, the way you eat, the way you conduct your life, the way you what time you wake up, or your schedule, everything it changed. We was waking up at 4 o'clock and sleep around 10:30. It was like that hectic. So actually, for me, it was physically challenging, and few aspects of the teachers training was a little bit challenging for me, which was like over the period of time now I have came over it, like not doing Angamardana, or body is now ready, so I can happily do the yoga. Otherwise, always it used to feel like a burden to do the sadhana. Like you're doing, okay, you have to start now practices. It's like that daily used to happen like that. But somehow, okay, you have to make your mind or make yourself ready, put the mat and start doing. So it was like that in training also. Even after training also, about 1.5 year, I was struggling like that. Like daily doing practice means it's like it used to feel like torture. No, yeah, and no, I don't. Like sometimes, though, I used to sit on the mat like for half an hour, 45 minutes watching my phone, and then somehow push myself to do the sadhana. But finally, at least I used to do some practices like Surya Kriya or Vyasanas. But yeah, I remember at least after training also, like 1 year, more than maybe 1 year, I struggled like this. Like daily it was like that. I was not feeling like to do the practices. I knew in my mind I have to do it, but some thoughts or something was stopping me, like, no, I don't want to do it, I'm feeling lethargic, I don't want to do it, like this. But finally, but one thing it was good that I never somehow I pushed myself and I did sadhana daily. And then I think that consistency only after year or maybe 1.5 year that broke that limitation of not doing sadhana or not feeling like doing sadhana. So maybe consistency or commitment to do that practice, even whatever happens, you still have to do it. That was in my mind. So the sadhana happened with crying or with with forceful, but it happened, and eventually now that I'm like I can say, okay, I look forward to do sadhana daily. It's like that.
So
In training
from
also,
teacher, yeah.
So in
Yes, Akka,
training,
please
like
continue.
we supposed to not eat outside food or in pepper wine. So like first day only they tell. So like this. So first few months, like I think 2-3 months, somehow we managed not to go to pepper wine and not to eat there. But then third, fourth month that we can't control, and we started going to pepper wine and having food there. It was like that, and also you get to used to all the things, so you become little casual and okay, it's okay now to do like that. Then it was like that. But after doing that much 3-4 months of practices and staying in that space, even you just want to have or crave for outside food. But when we start doing the practices, the body was not liking it, and the flexibility was decreasing if we have the non-pranic food, or that I could experience. Like if one day I have food or non-pranic, then next practice session it will not bend. That thing, it, but it was not coming into your action. Like you want to eat, it was like that. So yeah, that was the challenges I think faced during the training. Physically, not mentally as such, but physically there was a lot of challenges in the training. Apart from that, training is a very different process. That I think that was the point where I started knowing all these things, what spirituality is, or what is the inner experience we talk about, or what this spirituality exactly means. It started coming into my experience in the training. So I think teachers training was the point for me to start this journey. Maybe, yeah. And teachers training last day, we have a like certification day. On that day, Sadhguru comes sometimes generally, and that day we get the flower from Sadhguru, the lotus, and we get opportunity to take a picture with him, and we got the opportunity to touch his feet. each and every one of us. And I think that was the point when I broke and I came to know all these things maybe in little more bigger way that I couldn't understand before. That was the starting point, maybe I can say. I started this spiritual so-called journey, or maybe started knowing the things. From that point, it started. So yeah, teacher training was like a transformation. Uh, it started happening transformation in that phase of teacher training. So yeah, not a Shambhavi initiation, but the teachers training. I think it was a point for me to understand or start experiencing all these things. And now journey is continuing still of knowing. But yeah, teachers training is completely different experience for me.
Beautiful, Akka. So from there, how was your first class? When you came back? How did you start the first class?
So actually, in the teachers training only, I wanted to learn so many things. Like I want to learn all the programs. So in the teachers training, I completed my BSP and Shunya also. And then when I came back, then I started thinking about taking it up next. Beginning, actually, I had thought of going back to UK and work and part-time teach also.
Okay.
So like that I was thinking, but maybe I don't know, like it was not so intense that it didn't happen, and I ended up staying back here only. So beginning, actually I was taking slow, like I just started one-on-one batch private sessions, or just if inquiry comes, then only I used to announce a class or take one-on-one classes. So because even like I came back to India after like maybe 6-7 years, so I wanted to spend time with my family also. So I think I stayed with them for a year, taking these small classes, private sessions. Then, but the only thing I think for now, which has helped me to keep going, is sadhana. Because of the sadhana only, I came this long way. So then in 2019, I did Samyama. I think we did the Samyama in same year.
Yes, we did.
So from that point, I think.
Were you sitting with Kangana Ranaut? Were you sitting with Kangana
No,
Ranaut?
I didn't even know also that Kangana Ranaut was there. You only, I think, told me that time.
Yeah.
After the completing Samyama, that yeah, she was there in our batch. But yeah, that was the like maybe every time, every program you do, or every time you visit the ashram, that is the thing which helps you to excel or grow or understand bit by bit. So this is what I have experienced in 3-4 years of last 2 years. My visit to the ashram, or about the sadhana also. So even if like sometimes situations comes that it doesn't allow you to do the practices, or you don't have time. So in that situations, beginning I used to get like so much guilty feeling that, oh, I'm not doing sadhana, or I was like very rigid about doing this sadhana, something like. But then later the point came like, okay, you have to relax and settle down. Like if sometimes it doesn't happen, it's fine. You can restart again from tomorrow. So
Right.
so I think most of the people beginning they have this a guilt of not doing sadhana, and then in that guilt only they don't they discontinue only sadhana. So this is my experience also, like you should not feel guilt. So it is important to coming back and not feeling guilty. Whatever you could do, you do that. That is more than enough. If you do one practice also with full involvement, that is enough to happen. So that I understood. So like now the point, it doesn't come like that I have to miss the sadhana. But if sometimes like during the class workshops, schedules, or traveling. If sometimes it happens that I can't do all the practices, then I make sure at least I do Shambhavi and Shakti Chalana. So like this happens. So most of the times I try to do Hatha Yoga and Kriyas, but sometimes I just end up doing only Kriyas. So and that is okay because I have settled down within myself that is it's fine if you are not able to do, and this is very important actually.
Yeah. So now, Akka, where do you conduct your classes and how can people reach out to you? Do you have a studio
Yeah,
or
okay.
do you rent out?
So 2019 actually I started teaching in Pune. So since 2019 I'm teaching in Pune now. So I take actually multiple locations, 2-3 locations I take. So in Pune, in 2 places I take. One in Hadapsar and which is another is in Baner Pashan Road. So this is like 2 ends of the city. So I just cover most of the parts of the city so I could cover. And second is my hometown Sangli and another is Kolhapur. So like Sangli Kolhapur I do now like once in 5-6 months because not much response from that side. If you go once in 6 months like that, then there will be proper good response if you
Right.
conduct like 3-4 programs in one go. So like that, and currently in Pune only in 2 places I just do alternately once in one location. As such, I don't have any studio space, but I rent out the uh, halls or society clubhouse or school halls like this, and I conduct the program. So now it's been like 5 years. I think I'm teaching properly. So now getting halls, or I have few meditators who helping getting the halls. So now that is not much trouble like how it used to be in the beginning. Like getting hall or getting proper space it was very challenging. But now because of the meditators' help, I'm easily able to get the place and I conduct the classes. Like most of the time, always I will be traveling or I'll be teaching. It's like that my schedule since last few years. Like once in while in the middle I take a gap of 15-20 days. I stay with my parents, rest, and then again I go and so always it will be like traveling at one place to another, setting up one class, moving to the next place, conducting classes, then moving to the next place. It's like this happening for me. And then in between, I just go to the ashram, stay for a month, and again come back. So right now, actually, I'm on holidays. I mean, I took a break for some time. I just came from ashram from MSR, and now after a few days, I'll be going back to my teaching. It's like
We met at MSR just like a glimpse.
yeah, yeah. Like I was just walking and you were sitting there. And, hey, Vaisakh, so I just.
My main concern was, Akka, you had changed your name, I knew, but I didn't know your new name. So I was like 2-3 times I saw you, I didn't call you out because I was like, how can I call the old name? I need to know the new name. And I used to check Instagram.
What's your new name?
Yeah.
No, beginning also, still actually, I'm not still even too much comfortable with my new name. It takes a while for me also to respond. Okay, I am Devangi like that. So maybe it will take some time, but definitely this has been like very different experience for me within also. When I received my email and I read my name, like I couldn't stop laughing only. Like I think. That day I was in hospital with my parents for some regular checkup, and I was sitting in hospital and I was smiling like anything that day. Whole day I couldn't stop laughing, and this name is completely a different experience for me actually. It changed something in within.
So
Actually, always it becomes very difficult.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so always it becomes very difficult for me for any experience or anything happens within to articulate it and put in words, but it's so huge and so overwhelming that I can't express only. It happens like that for me most of, but I'm experiencing so many deeper things within myself that I can't put it in words.
Okay. So when are you inviting all of us to Pune to have that non-pranic food?
You can come at any time, like anytime. Like you remember I started a YouTube channel with your
Yes,
help
you
only.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened in COVID times. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I want to talk about this also. So in COVID times, we got the opportunity to do nothing at home, just doing sadhana and thing. Then I thought of this, like starting something with cooking, which is like my passion. Also, I like to cook, and yeah, you helped me in that to post the videos and all. Then somehow after COVID, classes started, everything started,
Yeah,
and nowadays actually I want to do, but I don't get time to
yeah, it will get
shoot
hectic,
and do
right?
the rest.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of work also. Doing one video is a lot
Thank
of work
God.
also. You know.
Thank
You
God,
know it,
as I'll be
yeah,
out of
you know
business.
it.
I'll be out of business. Don't come into the video field.
That's why I quit. Okay, I thought, okay, my subscribers have started increasing. I should not overtake Vaisakh
Yeah,
followers.
yes, good.
But that is good actually. It's a different experience of working, but it's but my main thing is teaching. So if I get time in between, I just do one or two videos or upload.
So what is your channel's name, Akka, for people who would want to check it out?
Yeah, it's pranic food recipes only. Pranic food.
How many recipes are there in it?
I think currently 25, 30
Oh,
recipes
wow.
are there.
Okay, wow, nice.
And most of recipes are pranic only. I
Okay.
did, but this is the intention is like those people who want to eat pranic food, but they don't know how to cook, or some people who are doing samyama also. They don't know how to
right.
about this. So my intention was this only to those who are looking for such recipes. So specifically, these are mostly pranic recipes.
So Akka, now thank you for so much being on the podcast. So before we leave, could you tell where can people reach out to you for your programs or any other queries? Which would be the best place to reach out to you?
So I have an Insta page. It's a Soma Hatha Yoga Facebook page, Insta page, and if you also can Google the Isha Hatha Yoga teachers in Pune, it will come in the Isha website listing. Also, you can find my name Devangi. Those who are like interested to learn or start a journey of yoga, or on at least not in full-fledged or walking the spiritual path in much, but at least for general well-being of your life, or conducting your life much more in a proper or peaceful manner, because currently people are struggling a lot because of hectic pace of life. So at least bringing one or two practices into your life, it can help you a lot, at least to carry your life peacefully.
Awesome. So anything you would like to leave the audience before we end the podcast? Some thought or something you want to say? Or that
Something
was it?
like yeah, so Guru says this one thing which I like is you don't think about your like and dislike, or you want to do those things which you like. I don't want to do which things you don't like, but you do what is needed for any situation. So this is, I think, biggest learning for me also happened. So you just do what is needed in every situation. That is what I like most for this.
Awesome, Akka.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This was a beautiful podcast. I couldn't stop smiling because you have such a beautiful smile, and I'm sure people who are watching on the video will really, will be smiling. So thank you so much, Akka.
And thank
to
you
the
for
viewers-
me having.
Yes,
Thank you for
Akka.
me
Please.
having. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling me for this podcast,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like I'm more than happy to share what was there in my life.
This is not the end of the podcast. You have to tell the viewers to subscribe to my channel. I forgot
Yes,
this
of
always.
course.
Now
Okay, if you yeah, tell me.
Yes, Akka, say it properly. Like you have to say it.
Okay, okay. 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 Thank you for listening to us. Please like, share, and subscribe to Vaisakh channel. He's
Yes.
spreading a lot of happiness and good work through the channel. So please subscribe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was the only intention of the podcast, just to get some subscription.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you so much. Namaskaram.